Debbie at Scallop Heat Self-Sufficiency Machine Knitting Newbies. Here I am again, telling you how to knit or do something with a knitting machine. It's the machine knitting series. Well, what have I been up to? You've probably been following me on the channel and you have seen I have finished Tabitha Tabard, the jumper. Now I have a little rule I've written to myself. When I knit a jumper and finish it, the machine gets a complete clean. Not a strip down, but a proper clean, because then it's nice and easy to use and it gets an oil too. So I thought I'd show you what I do. Let's get rid of this jumper. After knitting, lint, bits of yarn and dust collect, as you can see. Oh, I've just been outside collecting firewood. Don't look at my nails. Can you see there's all that dirt there? Also, there's dirt on the bed, and that is just from knitting a jumper. Then, if we take the carriage off and look underneath, let's see. Bit dirty. Can you see the dirt on that collected? Certainly a bit of dirt there. This definitely needs a bit of a clean down. What do I use? I start off with a trusty vacuum, one of the brushes that come from the machine when you buy them, an old t-shirt, which is a lint-free cloth. You don't want something like this, which is a duster and it's got bits of lint and fluff that can fall off it. Shall we start? Let's get rid of that carriage first. That needs to come out of the way. Just put that safely to one side. Now I take my t-shirt and I wipe all the oil off the bed. Quick wipe, like that. Oil and dirt, off it comes. Then I put a bit around my fingers and I'm going to go behind the needles and I'm wiping the back of the needle butts. Now I'm gripping the needles as I go along this way. And there's already quite a bit of dirt come off. Back of the machine here, in here. And also just dust the plastics off. Next, push all those needles back in their place. Next I'm going to get the belt out and give that a quick clean. Let me show you how. Let me use my tool, a 1x2 tool, or the 1x3 is fine, as long as it's the one end. I'm going to poke a hole that's on the belt, just to select it to pull it out. See? Then I grab it between my fingers and I just move it along. And I'm wiping it. When I've been round it once, there's a join point. So when I've hit the join point a second time, I know I've done the whole, there we go, the whole belt. Let's see, that was a bit dirty too. Right, so let me just get my rag in a bit of a comfortable place to hold it. So, like I said, we just rub up and down, rub behind the needles, rub in the hole. And now what I'm going to do is with my selector, push all my needles out. Take a nice pad of material like this in your hand and take it underneath and wipe the bottom of those needles. This is just getting the oil off. Now take two fingers and rub top of the needles like that. Take my finger and go underneath in that groove. That's just removed all the excess oil. That's the first wiping. Now we take our brush. Where are we on the camera? Here. I'm going to start brushing forward the whole bed. The whole bed like that. Oops. And next I'm going to brush here and sweeping, starting in the crevice and sweeping out all where the needle guide is. brushing underneath. One more wipe. And now I'm going to get my vacuum cleaner. And I'm going to hoover all the bed up and down like that. So I'll press pause while I do it because you don't want to hear that going. I also hoovered all along here. That's got rid of all the lint and fabric that are on the machine and dust. Lint is what we call the accumulation of the powdery, dusty stuff that comes off the machine. Lastly, I'm going to put my finger wrapped in the fabric again, and I'm going to wipe the needle plastic. That is the bed cleaned. Let's get the carriage now. The carriage is a different thing. Let's just put it there for you to see. Can you see it? First of all, I'm going to put my rag, so I've got, where are we? A nice pad, and just wipe gently the surface like that. There we go. And I'm just going to give it a quick vacuum. And once again, I'm going to get the brush and flick out and brush any bits, following the pathway where the needles go, loosening up, but making sure I'm not flicking and damaging any of the springs. Going where the carriage sits on the machine, the back. I'm going to give it one more vacuum in case I've dislodged anything. A quick wipe. And now I'm going to fold a patch of cotton and go on that guide there that goes in the front of the machine. There we go, see, there's a nice bit of dirt in there. On the back, because we used the KR lever to get it off the machine, we now need to use the KR lever as if it's on the machine, and that exposes the back rail. And I'm just going to wipe the back rail. Getting a fold into that guide rail. And that's the carriage clean. Just like that. Now let's do the ribber. To get the carriage off, we just pull it up and slide it off. The carriage is very clean, but I'll just give it a quick wipe as I knock the camera, sorry. This is a brand new ribber. I bought it ridiculously cheap. I was very lucky, and it was unused in a box. That's that done. Put that up there. Now I'm just going to wipe the front of the bed, the needle backs, push all the needles up, brushing and wiping at the same time. Two fingers wrapped in cloth, rub along the top of the needles. Ends of the needles. And now I'm going to get it into the crease at the bottom here, the guide rail. Plenty there, and a wipe underneath. Now let's get the vacuum going. I'm going to use the brush, if I can find where I left it. The brush again, just to clean the needle guide numbers. Flicking out. And also the bed. upwards movement, flicking out any dirt. Going to brush along the top. One quick vacuum. And we're done. But there's also a little bit extra I like to do. I take here my needle pusher, needle transfer tool, and I find my brushes and I just give them a bit of a comb. Now we could do that with a lesser sized ones, the ones that are on the standard gauge. Give them a bit of a pull, remove any hair like you would from a hairbrush. Give that a bit of a blow. Give it a bit of a dust and a polish. The sinker plate. That done. The other sinker plate. Bit of a polish. Check the brushes. Clean any fluff out of them. And then it's time for oiling. You should have a little bottle of oil that comes with the knitting machine. If not, you can get them off eBay. It's got a brush on the end and you squeeze. And you just rub that onto the two silver cams there and the centre one. I put a little bit on any moving parts that are going to move. A little bit on these bearings here that make the machine glide, and some on the plastic. And a little bit on the front here, where the bit is that holds it on. Now that carriage is done. I'm going to slip the carriage in place. Excuse my arm in the way. And it should glide beautifully, which it is. I'm just going to put some extra bits of oil here. You'll see a shiny patch develop on your machine where the carriage glides. So I put a little bit of oil on that, just there where the gliding happens. And then a bit across the needles, like that. And that is perfect. Let's do the top bed. There's the carriage. So I'm going to put it on just moving parts that I see move regularly. I put them on the cams. There's a hair there. Moving parts. That's the holding position levers. And then along the glide rail. Hope you can see this. Along the back glide rail. Let me just look. I might have just run out of oil. Have I got some more oil in here? No, I haven't. Bit more in there. Let's put the back rail here, needs a little bit dribbled along it. Put the carriage back on. Click it into place with the KR lever. Should move really nice and freely like that. A little bit of oil on the front of the bed where it glides and where you'll see that shininess. And then quickly pick it up with the carriage so the carriage has some on it. Never put any on the fronts of the needle butts here because you don't want the oil getting on your machine, on your work. And then on the back rail. And lastly, we put some oil on our rag. Where's my rag? Put some oil drops here on the rag and repeat what we did before. Pull out when the carriage is off, I should have done it, pull out the belt and just put some oil off the rag onto the belt. My machine's now just about ready to start knitting another garment. I'm going to check the yarn masts are clean from fluff at the top, pull apart the discs, give them a blow, and that's it. The job is done. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, and give me a comment so I know you're there. And well, just say hello. Bye bye.